Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Soma. When we left off last time, we have a new body ready to go. We just gotta find a way to transfer our consciousness over to it. So, we gotta link this thing up, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but let's just tinker around till it looks good. See, that seems really close. I think I'm making it worse. Yeah. I really suck at this puzzle. So, slightly, but something isn't quite right now. Hey!
That's everything.
Finally!
Climb into the pilot seat now.
Alright, let's do it.
I have everything under control, so please, have a seat.
Okay, you have everything under control. I'm still not entirely sure I trust you, but, you know, we've gone along with her thus far, so... First. Any more conversations? No, she's just gonna keep heckling me to sit in the pilot seat. Alright, let's do it.
Sit down in the pilot seat.
New body, here we come.
Sorry about any discomfort. This should be okay.
It's like having your picture taken.
But with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know, Indian stock photos would steal their souls.
In this case, they'd be right.
Okay. Yep, we're good. Huh? She made a copy of me.
Why was it still talking? Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic. You were copied. The
Yep.
sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now you are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto.
God damn you, Kath. Two Simons? There can't be two Simons.
What did you think would happen?
That you were gonna take my mind and put it into another body, like a brain transplant.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't work that way.
You realize how messed up this is?
Please, I didn't mean to upset you.
How did you expect me to react to this shit?
Please stop.
You're fucking disgusting.
Oh,
What's gonna happen to him?
He'll sleep for a while, a few days.
then
And
what?
then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into the abyss?
Well, yeah.
What if he didn't need to wake up?
You'd do that?
That seems kinder.
I don't know. Maybe.
There. I set it up for you. Hit the switch if you want to drain his battery. He'll die within a minute. I'd rather not stay plugged in any longer.
Yeah, you just misled us, did your part, and now you're getting... I guess it is kind of disgusting. Now that it's done, I think, well, obviously, of course that's what happened, but I guess I assumed... I thought, like, the chip that we reside in would somehow be, like, moved over, or, like, not like a brain transplant, but I don't know, or, like, the whole file would be moved over, you know? Just transfer, not a copy. I didn't know it would be a copy. We're a new person now. We have all of his memory, but we are not the same Simon as the one in the chair. And that's really crappy, but I do think the most merciful thing at this point is to unplug the battery. Because we've been with Simon right along, so we know that it would be a nightmare for him to just wake up and be stuck here. No idea what to do. No way, you know, no goal or anything, just living in terror. I don't buy the continuity. We're a new individual, but I think it would be mercy to let this one end. I think he would be much more upset if he woke up. This really sucks. This really sucks. I feel so bad for him, but there's nothing we can do. We needed this body with the suit that can withstand the pressure. We really needed it. I thought she'd do it a different way. I thought this would just be an inert shell left behind. Like this body I'm in now was a shell until she copied me into it. Poor guy. And then she's gonna give me crap. You'd do that to him? You'd kill him? You've been with me right along. You know that I'd rather not, well, Simon, would rather not keep going just left behind alone. I mean, come on. Come on. Yeah, I think this will be the kindest thing to do. We're murdering a person. We are. But I think it would be torture to not do it. Sorry, clone. Actually, I'm the clone. I mean, he's not the original Simon Jarrett, but he's the one that I, as a player, feel close to, because he's who we've been the whole time. But I don't know. I guess it's, I mean, he was a program, so it's like we just turned off the program. It can never be turned on again. But I think that's more, I guess it's a little like the people, like when we messed with that guy earlier and we kept going through the scenarios for him to give us the code. We didn't delete him afterwards, so we haven't killed him in the same way. We've just turned him off. But it's because it's more merciful to turn him off than to leave him on, and then he has to try to figure out what to do in this world. So maybe if there were a way to just turn that Simon off, that would be better. But if it's just gonna if it's either kill him or let him wake up in a couple days, I think this is the kinder way to go. She's shown us right along that she's willing to withhold information or misrepresent things to achieve her goal. And I don't know if it's because she's got some kind of nefarious purpose, or if just for her it's justified. She might consider, I think maybe she thinks that the ends justifies the means. I don't agree, but so it might not necessarily be something nefarious. It might just be that she really does want to get the Ark sent out. But that really was a really nasty trick she just pulled on us. And she really should have told us beforehand. And I don't know how Simon would have felt about it. I think if I were in his position, I don't know, if I know I'm a pro, would I agree to just being killed? I would, I don't know, I like to think that I would be willing to agree to let her make a copy, but don't shut me down. But I'm more, I don't know, I'm pretty optimistic in these things. I'm not willing to give up. I'm willing to fight for survival. I just jump around on the bottom of the ocean or whatever. But I would want to know about it beforehand. You know, I want to be able to make that decision. Okay, you need to get the Ark, so fine. Copy me into this body. It's okay. But she made it out like it was going to be something different. Oh, is this it? And we climb down and down and down? Alright, let me go the other way first. The map said which way the climber is, so I should know. But I'm not positive. Well, it looks rather like both ways go down. This one goes substantially further down. Okay, let's check out the other one first. Interesting. Oh, howdy there. Oh, something's spazzing me out. Oh, is this actually the climber? Well, let's take a look.
Are we done here?
Yeah,
Activate the climber, please.
sure thing.
Very tense relations between us now. Just one passenger. I'm concerned that our vision is doing this, though. What monstrosity is nearby? Also, what's down the other ladder? I know, back and forth, back and forth. I respect her goal of the arc. I respect that she's willing to sacrifice a lot for it. I do not respect that she's deciding sacrifices for me to make for it as well. Oh, I can't see if I paid better attention. Can't even get down there anyhow. Alright. Okay, it's not going to just go. I have to obviously hit some kind of button. Oh, I thought I set that at one passenger. Alright. And now I'm not noticing the obvious. Where's the button to get this show on the road? Ah, the lever.
Be off.
There. The sunlit zone.
Have we figured out what happens when we die yet? Is that even possible? Is there some kind of afterlife? Do you think my place is taken?
No, you're a
The real
separate
me
person.
died like 100 years ago. Is there still room for me? And what about the Simon I killed at Omicron? What do you think, Catherine? Is there a heaven full of redundant copies of the same people? Is there someone up there who called me an imposter?
She doesn't care for this
Luck, right?
conversation.
And I woke up in the right body. I basically flipped a coin, and if I had called the wrong side, I'd be rotting away at Omicron. I mean, there's nowhere to know, right? You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you? Not that you would know. I mean, he would still claim to be the right Simon.
Well, you're all the right Simon in a
Christ.
way.
This is awful. We did an awful fucking thing. And you wouldn't mind. Why would you? How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been? Please say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to upset you.
Say anything.
When I was little, I used to climb the stairs all the way to the top of the building. And I could still feel how I had to, tuck my arms so I could push the heavy steel door open. Well, the first time that I dared go up there, I stepped out onto the roof and watched the smog rise and fall over Taipei. I got all the way up to the corner ledge and, I felt the warm wind in my hair and the sun was setting and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd flowed like paint from an artist's brush. Street food vendors filled the air with aromas of all my favorite foods. For a brief moment, I felt connected to the world in a way that I never had before. It was the most profound feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Do you still feel that sense of awe? Even like this?
Things are different, but we're still here.
What's the point of going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
Not
Are you
that
really so
attitude. No, I know what it
unhappy being
means.
you are, or is this about the man who went for a scan 100 years ago?
I think she's got a very good
I guess.
question there.
When I was back in Toronto, even the worst case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I belong. Even if we make it to the Ark, would it be any different?
It would for Catherine, but
Still
not
be
for
alone.
Simon.
No friends. No family.
You could make new friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
Was she gonna say you still have me, only now I don't?
Catherine? Kath? Hello, Catherine. What happened?
Did the Omnitool break? And so we're gonna have to decide if we want to carry out the plan with the Ark or not. But for what they were saying, I mean, I get where he's coming from. Oh, awesome, look at that glowy thing. And how he's feeling so uprooted and everything. I understand that. But I also feel like, in some ways, this is actually making me think of the Walking Dead game. Where, you know, some people feel so despondent and there's no hope, but other people just push through. Like, you gotta find the reason sometimes yourself, Simon. Sometimes you gotta make a reason to keep going. It's... I mean, I know it's not easy, but it's either that or give up. So, and I don't know, maybe it's just personalities. I'm not the sort to give up. I'd come up with a reason. I guess at this point, my reasoning would be, okay, the Ark. Let's set the Ark so that we have at least this preservation of the history of humanity. I'd do that. Once that's launched, what am I going to do with myself? Well, I mean, we're going to come up with the same thing with the Ark, right? It's just going to be making a copy of ourselves onto it. And you know, I probably would. Why not? There can be a copy of me living up there in the Ark in paradise. That's fine. For the me that remains, I don't know. I might just explore, wander around the ocean floor, see what there is to see. You know, if everything's settled down after the comet struck, maybe I would try to find my way to the surface and just look through the ruins until I run out of battery power or whatever. Okay, so pretty sure we've got to leave her. Sorry, Catherine. I'm angry at her about what she did, and she's done some questionable things along the way. I don't know, it's kind of nice to have a companion. I certainly can't be glad if she's broken and died. Huh. Open up. Alright, what do we got here? No, I don't want to close it. I want to manipulate that switch that's up. Can I not touch anything in here? Yeah, I think all I can do is just open. There's gotta be more. Why would I be able to open it if I can't do anything with it? Just jam that thing down. It's a broken fuse. Okay, so. Just jumping for it's not a good idea. Climbing's not gonna work. Are there any fuses down here? We didn't think to bring any spares with us. Sitting down will not help. Well, I may well be missing something, but it's looking like maybe we've just got to take a leap of faith. Not the jumps I just did there. I mean into the abyss. I was just trying to see if I could hit that camera, but no. Alright, and I might be totally wrong, but what's the worst that'll happen? I'll die. Alright. Alright, there you go. Oh, we've got quite a ways to go still. We died. Okay, so that's not that's not the way to get through there. All the way back here, really? Fine. There's not like a spare fuse I could bring. I don't think so. I think I must have just missed something. Alright, now we go.
Are we done here?
Yeah,
Activate the climber, please.
sure thing.
Take a seat and we'll be off.
Alright, here we go.
We figured out what happens when we die yet.
Can't skip this.
Is that
Alright.
even possible? There's some kind of afterlife. Do you think my place is taken? The real me died like 100 years ago. Is there still room for me?
See, his questions here are interesting, but also, like, some people aren't religious to start with, Simon. I'm not convinced that there's an afterlife
Is there a heaven
for
full of
people.
abandoned copies of the same people?
If there's an afterlife for people,
There's someone up there who called
I don't
me
know if that means
imposter.
that there's an afterlife for AI programs as well.
It's dumb luck, right? I woke up.
Well, I guess bad choice of words, because these AI essentially are people, like there's scans of them. I'm not convinced there's an afterlife for humans.
I mean, there's nowhere to know, right?
If there is, it doesn't
You didn't hit
necessarily
the
mean
make sure
there's
Simon
also
wakes up
one
in the right
for
body
AI,
switch, did you?
but there could
Not
be.
that
I
you
don't know.
know.
Really,
You
really,
still
Simon,
claim
like,
to be the
these are
right
interesting
side.
questions, but in a way it's as useless. I mean, I think it's kind of useless to
This is
ask it
awful.
while
You
you're
know
alive,
the
because you
fucking
can't
thing.
know until you died.
You
So,
wouldn't mind? Why would you? How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been? Let me say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I mean, I get why he's stressing out. I do.
I don't know
I do.
what to say.
Just me
I don't
personally,
wanna upset you.
not religious, so
Say anything.
the whole what happens when I
When I
die,
was little,
I don't think it's really all that
I
interesting,
used to
because
climb the stairs
it's
all
an
the way to
unanswerable
the top
question.
of the building. And I can still feel how I had to, tuck my arm so I could push the heavy steel door open.
Now this is saying no
The first
permanent
time
sites,
I dared
but what
go
about
up there,
Alpha? Alpha is down here
I
somewhere,
stepped out
right?
onto the roof and watched the smog rise and fall over Taipei.
I like these
And then all the way
anglerfish
up to the
pictures it
coral
shows
bed,
us.
and, I felt the warm wind in my hair, and the sun was setting, and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd flowed like paint from an artist's brush. Street food vendors filled the air with aromas of all my favorite foods.
And I get what she's talking about here
For a
too,
brief
where
moment,
occasionally you
I
have
felt
those
connected
moments
to the world in a way that
where
I
it just
never
feels like
had
something
before.
bigger than yourself.
It was the most
And you're a part of
profound
it.
feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be.
Yeah.
The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Do you still feel that sense of awe? Even like this?
Things are different, but we're still here.
What's the point of going on?
I mean, I'm kind of with her on this.
Everyone's
Like,
gone.
you just gotta make
All
do
the
with what you
people still
got.
left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim.
And when he
what
says
we
that,
were.
like,
Are you really so unhappy
there's
being what you
resources.
are, or is this
Maybe if
about
they work
being
together, they
what
could
you
find a
were
way to
100
rebuild
years ago?
something.
Both, I guess.
You could find some kind of reason to go
When
on.
I was back in Toronto, Even the worst case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I belong.
You have to make a space for yourself,
If I make
Simon.
it to the Ark, would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends.
There's all kinds of people on the
No
Ark,
family.
though,
You
Simon.
could make new friends. I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
Alright, so here we are again.
Catherine? Kath? Hello, Catherine. What
Alright,
happened?
so... what can I actually do here? We can go up top. Can't mess around with this. Okay, that's not actually a decent plan. What is that? That looks like almost... there's something down below. I don't know that I could try to jump to that. Considering what happened the last time I jumped, it's probably not a good idea. Alright, we cannot attempt to climb this. But we can open... there's gotta be something with this, because we can open it. And really, it looks like this would be the one to mess with, but... okay, come on. Make your way over. I really can't pull that one that's standing. Stop. There, get that all the way out of there.
Hey, I know it's
There we
not
go.
much, but why have we stopped moving?
The
Oof.
power blacked out for a moment. Think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comforting.
It will hold.
Alright, we ready to get going? Are you just waiting for me to sit? There.
Does time freeze when you're not powered?
Time feels omitted more than needed.
What's the difference?
I don't feel like I'm being held back or hindered. And I don't have the opportunity to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds
Yeah.
like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes. But generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up where we went to sleep. My experience is more like an ever-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
Sounds kind of like a movie being edited live.
I suppose so. I guess it sounds exciting, but it really keeps me activated to the point of exhaustion.
It's rough.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
Oh, everything's getting really blurry. Wait a minute. Get out of here!
You did it! You did it! I will make preparations.
He said he was gonna follow. He did say he was gonna follow. What's he gonna do? He said he was gonna follow, and I had kind of forgot about that. But he did. He totally did.
Oh, good, you're back.
Yeah, that was awful.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage. Knocks you right out.
It spoke to me.
Looked like a man. One of WoW's creatures.
Yeah.
It just stared at you for a moment, then threw itself down the abyss.
Maybe we shouldn't go into the
It said
abyss.
it would make preparations. I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was going to kill you for sure. I'm glad it didn't.
Me too.
Me too.
Kathy, maybe we shouldn't go down
Looks
here.
like we're closing in on the ocean floor.
Good. Not sure the climber could take it much longer. Okay, so this is the Omega Sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach town.
You haven't been here before?
Not in a way that'll help us.
Right, the other you has been here. We're following your old footsteps, Kat.
When I had footsteps.
You could still be down here somewhere, technically.
Don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for town and find that ark.
Now, he's joking about it here, but when he has to contemplate two Simons being in existence, he, like, seriously starts freaking about it. She takes it with pretty good grace. I would not be bothered by there being multiple me's, as long as they're not trying to, like, interfere with the life that this me is living. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. They can go do their own thing. It's cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back next time. We will see if we can find Tao.